Hi there, welcome to episode 105 of the Art of Business English. Once again, Andrew Ambrosi is here to help you with your business English and to improve your confidence and your range of vocabulary and all that good stuff that makes you much better at your job. So look, what have I got in store for you today? Well, I'm going to just quickly run through that now. Let you guys know what's going on. Before I start though, I just wanted to remind you that enrollment is now open for the Confidence in Business Meeting online course. And now that does, if you're listening to this podcast now in January of 2020, enrollment's open until the 5th of February, and then the course is starting on the 10th of February. So come and join me. It's just for my listeners and my members. So head over to theartofbusinessenglish.com/sim and you will get all the details and access to the pre-sale offer. Now, let's continue then with the topic of meetings, because that's what we're focusing on to start this year. Now, today, I've got some collocations that you can use in a planning meeting. So, it is the start of the year. Planning is extremely important to have successful outcomes and, to be proactive instead of reactive in your life and in your business. So what better way to participate more confidently in your next planning meeting than to start using some of these fantastic collocations. So there's a list of 10. I'm going to do what I normally do, which is just give you the collocation and its meaning. Then in the second part of the episode, I will give you some context or some contextual sentences to help you better understand these sentences. Okay, and if you are a Spanish speaker and you would like the translation, then you should head over to the Art of Business English website, and I've got all the translations up there for you so that you can understand it even better. Okay, so let's dive right into episode 104 and start by looking at collocations for planning meetings. So here we've got the list, and the first one we've got on our list today is to put together a framework. Now, to put together a framework basically means to create the structure. Okay, so when we want to plan things, when we want to put things into a strategic plan, we really need to have a framework so that we are organized and not just having our random ideas and tasks placed all over the place. So to put together a framework, okay, that's your first collocation. Now, the next one on our list is to implement a plan. Once you have devised a plan or thought of a plan, then you're going to need to implement a plan. And a lot of the time, the detail is in the implementation. So the meaning of to implement a plan basically means to execute a project or a program. Okay, so that's a great a collocation that you can use in your next meeting. Let's look at the third one today. Now, to move forward with a plan. So basically, to move forward with a plan is related to implementing a plan, but well, it's a little bit different. It basically means to proceed with a project or a plan. So, the implementation are the stages that you take, but to move forward with it is another collocation that you can use. We need to move forward with the implementation of the plan. Okay, you could join those two together. Okay, so that's the third one. Let's turn now and look at the fourth one on the list, which is to translate something into reality. So to translate something into reality, it's not related to translating linguistically. It's related to making something, like realizing something or achieving something. So to achieve or realize this outcome is to translate something into reality. Now, a lot of people love to talk, but they don't actually translate their ideas into reality. So it's very important that when we're planning things, it's great to plan, but we also need to translate these plans and ideas into reality. Okay, let's look at the next one, number 5 on my list. And, that is to take a leading role. Now, when we're assigning people tasks on projects or or we're assigning them work for specific areas of the business, we may wish to assign or give someone the leading role. Now, if you take the leading role, it means that you play a key role. You're an important person. You're the person that's probably leading this project, or you are taking responsibility for this task or this job or this project or whatever it is that you are doing in the organization. Okay, so you can take a leading role, or you can assign that leading role to someone, and when you assign a leading role to someone, they will take it. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Let's look then at the sixth one on my list today, and that is to take ownership of something. Now, to take ownership, ownership means that it's yours, you own it, it's your property. So if you take ownership of something, it means that you basically assume responsibility for that. So when we're planning, when we're doing outlining the tasks, or brainstorming the tasks, maybe we would like someone to take ownership of certain aspects of the project or of the plan or the list of tasks that we've generated. So it's really important to take ownership of things, because it shows that you're responsible. It means that you're someone that's that the company can rely on, your team members can rely on, and it shows that you're involved in the process. Okay, so that's a great collocation to use as well. Let's look then at the next one, which is to do something in a timely manner. Now, when we're planning, when we're organizing deadlines and milestones and things like that, we need to make sure that we do things in a timely manner. And basically, that means to do them at an appropriate time and on time, punctually. If you do something in a timely manner, you deliver it when it is required. You don't deliver it late. And one of the key successes to running an organization is to make sure that things are delivered when you plan to do them. Otherwise, you start to get delays, and then you can run into problems because you can't meet deadlines and you can't satisfy the agreements maybe that you have made with your customers, which can lead to even more problems. So it's important we do things in a timely manner. Okay, let's look then at another one, which is the seventh one. Now, this is to create milestones. To create milestones is it's a typical part or phase of outlining or designing projects and all of the tasks that need to be done. The tasks then, a group of tasks can create or can together create milestones. So, a milestone, therefore, is like a major step. So we can group tasks together and we can create a milestone as a result of that. So maybe when you're doing a project, you complete all of the recording of your videos. For example, one of my major milestones would be that I've completed developing all of the lessons and recording all of the lessons. So once all the lessons are complete, so each lesson would be a task, then the milestone would be that whole area of this project has been completed. Okay, so it's a major step. All right, let's look at the next one. And this is the second last one, actually. Now, to task someone with something. Now, I like this expression. It basically means you assign them responsibility for something. So to task someone with something, make sure you get that preposition right. So I'm going to task you with a job to do, basically. I'm going to assign you with something. Okay, so I'm going to assign a job to you. And then, that happens a lot, especially if you're a project manager or a project leader. You will need to task people with things. Okay, so that's a great expression you can use in a planning meeting. And finally, the last collocation in today's episode is to drag one's heels. Okay, so to drag one's heels. Now, if you're not sure what the heel is, it's like the back of your foot. So it's the part at the back of your foot. So the meaning basically means to do something slowly. So if you're dragging your heels, To drag something is to pull it along. And normally we drag things that are very heavy because we can't lift them. So if we're dragging something, it's heavy and we go very slowly because it's too heavy to lift. So if you're dragging your heels, it means you're doing something slowly, and it's not happening at the certain pace that we would require. Often people drag their heels when they are not really invested in something or they don't want to do it. Okay, so you could, if you're working about planning, you might want to say to people, don't drag your heels on this issue or on this task because it's going to affect the whole project. Okay, so that's a great collocation that you can use. Right, so those are the 10 collocations for you to use in a business meeting where planning is happening. I'm going to give you now the contextual sentences. So we'll move on to the second part of the episode. So let's take a look then at the first one. Now the first one is to put together a framework. So today's meeting is really about putting together a framework, one that will guide the project. Okay, so today's meeting is really about putting together a framework, one that will guide the project. Okay, so that's some context there. And the next one is to implement a plan. So to implement a plan, okay? The example sentence is, once we have agreed on the strategic plan, we will need to implement it for it to be effective. So once we've agreed on the strategic plan, we will need to implement it to be effective. Okay, let's look at the next one. To move forward with a plan. We can't move forward with the plan until we have the board's approval. So we can't move forward with the plan until we have the board's approval. The next one is to translate something into reality. We seem to have all these wonderful ideas, yet we never seem to translate them into reality. We seem to have all these wonderful ideas, yet we never seem to translate them into reality. Okay, let's look at the next one. To take a leading role. So, John, I want you to take a leading role on this project and ensure that it runs smoothly. John, I want you to take a leading role on this project and ensure that it runs smoothly. And the next one is to take ownership of something. If nobody steps up and takes ownership of some of these issues, then I will have to assign them to each team member. If nobody steps up and takes ownership of some of these issues, I will have to assign them to each team member. The next one is to do something in a timely manner. We're trying to follow the plan. However, if we don't get some of these tasks done in a timely manner, we won't be able to deliver the project on time. We are trying to follow the plan. However, if we don't get some of these tasks done in a timely manner, we won't be able to deliver the project on time. Okay, the next one is to create milestones. Brian and Maria have created some project milestones. We will use them to make sure we are sticking to the plan. So Brian and Maria have created some project milestones. We will use them to make sure we are sticking to the plan. The next one is to task someone with something. Mark, can I task you with reviewing the Johnson & Mills account? I need to know if everything is going according to plan. Mark, can I task you with reviewing the Johnson & Mills account? I need to know that everything is going according to plan. And the last one, to drag one's heels. If we drag our heels on getting this part of the project completed, then we won't be able to meet our deadline. If we drag our heels on getting this part of the project completed, then we won't be able to meet our deadlines. Well, that wraps up the 10 collocations for your next planning meeting. So let me just give you my final thoughts then. Basically, I'm sure you'll agree that they're quite useful. You can use them in your next meeting. You could even use them in a presentation that you're giving in a meeting on planning. You can use them in any emails that you want to follow up with people. So you just throw a few in there. Remember, the understanding them in the correct context is super important. I mean, just learning a collocation and then not really understanding what it means or when is the right time to use it is a bit of a challenge. That's why here I try and make sure you understand really well the meaning as well as the context of when to use it. And finally, if you wanted to check out the Spanish translation, you can do that by heading over to the Art of Business English website. We've got all of the Spanish translations up there for each of these expressions to help you better understand them. Now, that is it for me. Before I go, just one more reminder that we've got the Confidence in Business Meeting online course enrollment VIP launch open, and that is up until the 5th of February. Don't miss out, because this is a one-time launch for my members and listeners, and you won't be getting or be able to access the super offer or discount that I've put up for you. So check it out, guys. It's going to be an amazing course. I'm putting a lot of effort into making sure that you get only the essential information that you need. I'm going to be talking you through every single stage of meetings, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of value from this 4-week program. And you can get all the details at theartofbusinessenglish.com/CIM, C for cat, I for Italy, M for Madrid. Well, that's it from me, people. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and found the content valuable, and I will see you all next week on The Art of Business English. Take care. Bye for now.